Hey everybody, it's Omega Robo 64 again, and yeah, it's really been a while. Well, you can already know I haven't been doing a lot of this, and it's just, I had stopped for some personal reasons, and just had to get my life to kind of together before I can continue any more of this. And not to say that I don't really enjoy making videos. I actually enjoy making videos. I think it's a lot of fun for me, but I knew I had to get myself settled before I can continue. And yeah, with a lot that's been going on lately. Um, but still, I'm safe at home. I'm not like nothing wrong. So I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Get back into it's making some reviews and some videos to at least help out with some people with their boredom when they're staying at home during this pandemic, to also just tell everybody stay safe. Uh, d- don't go outside unless you really have to. If you're one of the essential workers, make sure to stay safe also. Your life is precious just like anybody else's, but I guess also to, you know, let's, stay strong, everybody. I guess I should say. So I wanted to make a video of, at least try to make a video of this review, and I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I guess that's probably about it. So just sit back and enjoy as I critique another film. So here you go. From my time of watching films, the one kind of, I want to say, genre is the film based on a television series. And it's because they always seem to have the more fascinating story behind them. Um, because it's, to anybody would say, is it just a longer version of just a TV show? And it can be. For some, that it actually has just been were just longer versions of the television show. But other ones, they actually took that space of being a film and used it within that part. You're bigger now. You can do more. You can have more to work with. And for some, they don't get that. They don't get that treatment. Other ones do. Like, one example is the Transformers film being treated as a sort of the ending of the old and the beginning of the new. Or you have the Simpsons film treated as to be this final send-off for the show, even though it's been running longer than that film. So when it comes to something like Downton Abbey, I'll say it from right out the gate, is that I don't really have a connection as I did with the other mentioned shows. But I could say I was surprisingly entertained by this film. And the thing is, I don't know much about the whole plot of Downton Abbey and what it's all about. But I went in the film not really sure what I was getting. And, but walking out of it being entertained. Yeah, I'll say it, I was actually entertained by this film. The main premise for the film, anyways, is about Downton Abbey. The characters in them, it's terrible on my part that I can't remember some of the names of these characters, but they're high society and they're well respected. They get word that the king and queen are coming to Downton Abbey, and they're getting everything ready for the king and queen's arrival. And it's like, alright, simple premise. I thought it was pretty good. But I think where it kind of lost me was the sort of subplots that go around that main part, where that's the tail end. That's the one that it reaches at the end of the film. But you had these subplots between several characters. There was an assassination attempt. Two of them, a couple, were trying to basically maintain themselves while they were given new responsibilities. Given new responsibilities while also trying to wanting to become a family with the introduction of a child. While one of them is, after running the estate for so long, is just contemplating just to give it all up and to say, is it really still worth it to keep doing this? And then to add on to that is that now you have a clash between these two, where you have the servants of Downton Abbey with the royal servants seeming to clash with one another, and they want the same goal, but how they want to approach the goal is keeping them at odds. And at least there's some actually very funny moments. There's actually some really good comedy in it if you like some of the dry British humor. Some of that dry British humor and wit that they have, and it works to its favor in this one, especially with some characters. They really pull it off quite well. But you actually start get endeared with some of these characters because they feel like you've known them for a long time and you've gotten used to them. But that's actually the thing I really enjoyed most about it, was just seeing, they are like a family that mostly, it's like, how do we get out of this crisis? How do we overcome this and stay out on top? While you watch this, it's like it kind of gets convoluted in terms of its plots because it has too many subplots going on that you forget about the main plot. Even though actually at the end, where all those plots kind of reach at their end point, it has at least reached points, but some of them don't feel like they get a good ending, or at least an ending that fits them. But I can't say. The only thing is, I think if I watched more of the film, not the film, but the series, I think I probably would have liked this film a little bit more. But it didn't feel like watching the show was a requirement. I didn't feel like I was required to watch the show before watching this movie. That knowing what the show was, I guess would say, is the added flavor or garnish to the film itself. That I forgot even to mention the soundtrack. The soundtrack is so beautiful. I really did. I actually really liked this music. It was really good. And it was a really good soundtrack. It was beautiful. It really kind of captured the sort of the time that it takes place in, but also of the landscape, of the architecture, which is it's like, just to say, like, it's setting. There we go. Setting is what I'd have to say about it. But also, it's like with these actors, they do such a phenomenal job because they kept doing this for, I'm trying to remember how long they've done the show, but they've done the show for so long that they made sure that they kept themselves contained within that, and they put their best efforts into it. So it's all, and it all reaches to that point that I think it actually is it's the icing on the cake, as it were. I think overall I'll give this film, say, a 3.5 out of 5. only reason that I detract from it, I think, I detract from it was too many plots going on at once, but they could have focused on at least a few. But also, but that doesn't detract from the rest of the film. So I could say, if you actually like the show, I think you'll love this film. I think if you're curious about it, this will be a nice place to start, because it makes you want to go, made me want to go watch the rest of the show. So with that, I want to say, I hope you enjoyed the film. I hope you enjoyed the review. Stay safe. Stay safe. Keep the social distance. And hope you have a good day. I'll see you all later.